Oh, I guess I'm live. Wait and see if a couple of you guys want to jump on. But today, talking about dive watches for one. John, welcome. They're dive watches. I'm talking about surf watches because I use a dive watch, obviously, to surf. What more appropriate watch to be in the ocean than a dive watch? Seiko SKX line. Seiko's something I didn't really get into until after I was already into watches. So I'd already gotten my Tudor at that point, which was my first nice watch, which I've shared before. So I'd already gotten my feet wet with these pricier things, and I didn't want to surf in something so expensive. So I opted for Seiko, which historically I've been into, as you guys also know, Nixon, which is kind of a surf skate extreme sports brand. Michael, how are you, buddy? Justin, welcome. Talking about Seikos today, boys. And this bezel, which I'll get to, is basically stuck at 4 o'clock. And that was a recent development. So I opted for Seiko just as a lesser expensive but still cool mechanical movement watch to surf in. And the reason I think it's stuck, honestly, because of the salt water, frankly. I try to flush this with fresh water just in my faucet after every surf. That may or may not be why it's stuck. I'm not sure. But yeah, I opted for this guy. I loved the Pepsi. People call it Pepsi. The red and blue. I wear so much black and so much gray. I just thought that this would be like a super refreshing kind of colorway to go with for surfing. Sunshine, sun, summer, all that. I just figured the Pepsi was kind of a great option for that sort of thing. This puppy has 200 meters of water resistance, plenty to surf in because I don't think I've ever gone deeper than 6 feet, maybe, after falling off a wave or getting wiped out. I historically had this guy on a blue, actually, I've got it right here, nylon NATO. And then because these don't dry as fast as rubber, for example, I put it on the rubber strap. So when I'm surfing, I really enjoy having it on rubber for that reason, really. But when I did have it on the nylon, I will say, I know there's like this surge of people cutting off this extra loop, right? Or this pass, the second pass, I guess you could call it. But what I enjoy about that second piece of material being under the watch is it causes the watch to actually sit a little bit higher on your wrist. And so when you're surfing, when I'm surfing at least, when you're pushing off the board, obviously the crown or that side of the watch can dig into the back of your hand. So by having that second pass, I just really enjoy the watch sitting a little higher and kind of mitigating that dig into the back of my hand. So I'm not that much into cutting this second pass to making it a single pass, although that certainly has its merits for daily wear and walking down the sidewalks and such. So yeah, I'm more of a rubber strap guy now, though. As fate would have it, because these things are getting so rare, dare I say rare, I don't think they're making this piece anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong. Brandon, welcome, man. If you know, are they making the SKXs anymore in this, the 009, the Pepsi? Would love to know. I haven't Googled that. Zero research goes into these IG lives, by the way, if you guys haven't picked up on this. So with this bezel being stuck, I'm going to send this out to get serviced and hopefully get this bezel working again just because it's locked. Fair enough, Brandon. So yeah, I think this guy's going to go into service. I think that the reason I wanted to get it serviced, A, because I've never had it serviced before, but B, the SPB 143 that came out, I think it was latter half of last year, is certainly going into. Justin says they stopped making them. Yeah. So I honestly think that, like, because of them not making these anymore, not to be too much of a chicken, but part of me just doesn't want to surf in this anymore because I don't want anything to happen to it because I genuinely love this piece. And so I'm going to have it serviced for the first time, hopefully get this bezel moving again. And the SPB 143, which again, gray, black, I can't fake the funk. I love that colorway. So that is probably going to make its way into my collection soon to replace this as my daily surf watch. Whereas this guy will go back on the nylon, which I don't care, that doesn't dry as fast as the rubber, because it won't be a surf watch anymore. It'll just be kind of a summery, fun, colorful watch for me to wear, considering color is such a stretch for yours truly. They don't make that model any longer. They make something similar, but it's not the same. Those things are going for more money these days. Yeah, I think I've heard that. I want to say I bought this for $209 on the bracelet off Amazon in 2016, I think. So I've had this guy for 5 years. And it's certainly been in the water more times than I can count. I've snorkeled with this watch the week of my wedding. I've surfed in it for 5 years. So this thing's definitely been used. I love the size, actually. I believe it's 42 millimeter. Sits great on my wrist, and I don't even have a huge wrist. But what I do like about the sound of that SPB 143 is that it's 40.5 millimeters, so it's a little smaller. And I think it'll just be a killer watch to surf in. So yeah, that's the Seiko SKX 009. It's got the day and the date function, which usually I know what day it is. I very rarely need to know what day of the week it is. So also with the SPB, it's only just the date, which again, for a surf watch, I'm surfing. I'm certainly not worried about what the date is, but it's an added bonus, I guess. Yeah, crown at 4 o'clock, as many Seikos are. This one, I believe, has a 22 millimeter lug, whereas the new SPB 143 has a 20 millimeter lug. But again, Pepsi, colorful, surf watch, love it. Do you Pepsi Turtle, Justin? Oh yeah, man, those are great. But I think those are 44 millimeters, right? I think those are 44. And 42 is the cap for my wrist. I can't wear a larger watch, even though my buddy John and I basically have the exact same sized wrist. And actually, John was the very generous fellow who loaned me his Pelagos, the blue one that I had on my Instagram stories several times. Which I debated. I mean, that is an incredible watch, but I believe it is a little too expensive for my wallet to be surfing in it. I'm going to stick with the Seikos for a while. If Standard Age keeps doing well, then I will, maybe the Pelagos will become a surf watch one of these days, but I'm not at that level yet. But anyway, yeah, Seiko. Seems like a lot of you guys own these things and love them. Yes, it's a little bigger, but doesn't wear that big. Yeah, I guess, what I've also found about the Pelagos, as compared to my Tudor Black Bay, is that the Pelagos, it protrudes out of the case back a little better. So it actually sits better on my wrist, even though that it's a larger case size. Should have sent it to you on the rubber. Yeah, it's all good, man. The Pelagos on the bracelet was actually a wonderful experience with that. I think it's Glide Lock, not Glide. Is it Glide Lock? I think that's what that micro adjustment, but like that spring-loaded clasp that the Pelagos has. It's amazing. Super comfortable bracelet. Titanium, obviously, so it's lighter than stainless. Just a killer watch, especially as a surf watch if you can afford it and afford to maybe risk it. But yeah, all these things are just so much fun. I love Seiko for what they are and what they produce for the price. It's incredible. It's so much bang for your buck. Mechanical movements. Yeah, they're just wonderful. I love these things. That's about all I got. It's a Tudor specific clasp, not glide lock, but awesome in the metal. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember what they call it, but I do know that a lot of people wish Rolex would have the exact same clasp that Tudor has, and rightfully so. It's super comfortable. But yeah, guys. Well, listen. Happy Wednesday. Have a good rest of the week. It's finally sunny out. I live in sunny Southern California, but it's been super gray lately and really windy. So I'm stoked to have the sun out. Hope to get in the water this weekend, actually. Have a good one. Bryant, I'm just wrapping up, buddy, but good to see you. I'll see you guys. Enjoy your day.